Welcome to New Jersey playoff football on November 10, 2018 in Horsby Field at Williamstown High School. The game is the semifinal between the Williamstown Braves and the Vineland Fighting Clan. Williamstown is undefeated. Vineland comes in at 4-5. They met in the opening game this season with Williamstown winning 24-7. That score was much closer, went into the fourth quarter. Williamstown ahead 10-7. My name is John Parentazzi. I'll be your color commentator along with my play-by-play partner, Rich Scarpa, who as usually does a great job. Rich?
Well, Coach, Group 5 semifinals and a rematch with Williamstown. Was Williamstown in the opening game coming in as South Jersey's #1 ranked team, and Vineland having so many pieces to replace starting at quarterback. And it was a Vineland team that battled to a 7-7 standoff entering the fourth quarter before a field goal put Williamstown ahead. Vineland misses a field goal in the last 4 minutes. Williamstown picks up a couple scores. But it was a game that really opened our eyes to Ryan Shelton as he steps in for Isaiah Pacheco. And the offense was a lot different than we've seen before. Vineland throwing the ball half the time. And going into last week's game, Vineland with 1,200 yards passing, 1,200 yards rushing. But last week with Tyreen Powell in for Shelton, the offense moved the ball, but it did it through the ground, something they couldn't do and Williamstown couldn't do to them. Before we get some answers from coaches, they're having a coin toss. Let's thank our sponsors for bringing you this playoff action.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caters, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Bella Limousine, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, Technid Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richling Carpet and Flooring, GNS Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Torrisi Petroleum Transporters, Bondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Beretta Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Luciano Medical, Van Dodge, and Homestead Plumbing and Heating. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
Welcome back to myself, John Parentazzi, and Rich Scarpa, play-by-play, here on this fantastic November 10th in the semifinal game between Vineland High School and the Williamstown Braves. Rich?
Well, we're about ready for the national anthem. We'll see if we can get in before that. So we mentioned Vineland coming in at 4-5, but coming off the school's first playoff win in history, a 33-0 shellacking of Toms River North. Coming into this one in South Jersey, it's Williamstown, ranked #1, Haddonfield 2, Camden 3, St. Joe's 4, Millville 7, and Vineland creeping back in at 25, and we'll step aside for the national anthem.
Can you see? So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, nor the rampart
I'm a little surprised at this. Vineland won the coin flip, deferred, which means Williamstown's got the ball. But now Vineland has the end they want to defend. And they took the end where the wind is coming drastically into them. I would think you want to take the wind right away.
Yeah, and the wind is going to be a big factor, about 20 to 25 mile an hour, steady breeze going from right to left. Well, Coach, when we got underway in the beginning of the year, we talked about Vineland's tough schedule. And if you want to be the best, you mentioned you have to play the best. And a true test is this schedule Vineland has. Vineland playing this season the last top 5 teams last season, we've played them all. And this is where you want to move a program and not rebuild. And so far, the Fighting Clan have done that with competitive games, reaching the semifinals. For Williamstown, who's going to start on offense, it's quarterback J.C. Collins, a UMass commit. Running back Wade Inge. Vineland was able to hold him to 58 yards rushing last game out. And defensive end O-lineman Aaron Lewis, he's big at 6'5", 230. Pitt, Temple, Virginia Tech all looking at him. While Brandon Perkins and Sam Ray complete that top 5. They returned 6 players from last year on offense and 7 on defense to Vineland's 5 and 4. So since we played them, I would say our defense, even though they played great that first game, has really come together. And I look for a real defensive struggle here. They had some success running on the edges in the first game, did Williamstown, but it was Collins with 3 big plays, a 49-yard touchdown pass to Cunningham, a 18-yard touchdown run, and another big first down run. He made plays when he needed to, but it was a struggle at 7-7 hitting the 4th. Now, Aparicio, as you know, is probably going to bloop it up this one right about to the 34 where it's fair caught, where Williamstown will take over. Well, it's hard to pinpoint the strength of the Vineland defense, but it certainly starts up front with just the 3 down linemen.
Rich, I wouldn't be surprised if Williamstown opens up with the wind, trying to go long a couple times.
Well, this time with 2 backs alongside Collins. And the ball's loose on the ground, and it's still
big
loose.
break.
At the 20, it sits. Diving back on top, there's a rugby scrum. Vineland's saying they have it. Could this be an early break for the Fighting Clan right at the 16-yard line of Williamstown? Who's getting up from that bottom? As you see, they're still fighting over it down there. Vineland saying it's ours. And Delgado waves it to the Vineland crowd.
Yes.
And the officials say yes. J.J. Delgado with the fumble recovery, as Collins tried to do a little much picking it up instead of dropping down on the ball. And it squirts backwards and sets Vineland up in nice field position. So for Vineland, it's Tyreen Powell, quarterback, alongside Nazir Broom, the running back, who's really put together a run of 3 or 4 games here that have just been outstanding. The offensive line with a little bit of a new look with Medina at center and Bachma over at guard. That proved to be successful these last couple games. Now going into the heavy wind is a give to Broom, and he's hit and dropped right around the line of scrimmage.
So, you know, the weather, we don't think the weather means a lot. 2 snaps from center have already been bad. So here you have a night where, and we talked on the way up, Rich, you need a big break to win this game. We might have just got it, you know.
But you certainly need to capitalize with that wind going right in the face. It's going to be really tough for anybody to kick a field goal this way. So Powell takes it himself, makes a move to the inside and falls forward, maybe gets back that yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9. The first time, Vineland not able to rush much. It was Shelton leading the way with 58 yards. Broom had 25. Collins had those couple of big runs for 102. And Inge was held to 25 yards on 8 carries. So Vineland's defense did a nice job stopping the run, but as did Williamstown. So big 3rd down and 9 here.
Yeah, I would look for Reyes, Rich. He's been one of their more successful receivers.
And when Williamstown puts pressure, they usually send it through the middle. We hit Conrad Jackson last time on 2 big ones. And this one's just led a little too far for the intended receiver, Conrad Jackson. So it's 4th down, but Vineland will probably be going for it here. It was Jackson had about a 50-yarder. The very next play, there was a holding penalty on Vineland. And then it was the big pass from Shelton to Powell that set him up down near the end zone. But Vineland needs a play here on 4th.
I think that would be in Garton's range, don't you, Rich?
Not with
Field
that
goal?
wing, Coach.
It's just tough not to get
He's
something.
31 into a heavy breeze there. Vineland's going to get a delay if they don't get this off in a hurry, and they just get it off. Powell takes it himself, tries to pick his way through the middle, but he's going to be stopped after a gain of 1, so the Williamstown defense makes a stand. So all that exchanges field position, and Williamstown now will start at their own 13. Up the middle, bouncing to the outside. He's got to outrun Powell, and does. Now starts to pull away before Powell grabs him by the shoulders out of bounds at the 40. Initially designed to go up the middle, but nothing there, and just that edge containment lost. And that's where people like to attack Vineland, right on the edge. Vineland with the 3 down linemen, the plethora of running backs, or excuse me, linebackers.
That was excellent running, Rich. That was Pacheco's run today for Rutgers, where he went in and bounced it out.
A little confusion here. Now it's pass. Collins under pressure, gets rid of it. It's floating high and incomplete, and there's a flag on the field as some linemen headed downfield a little early. So a couple of the linemen downfield, Samuel Ray, one of them, and eligible players downfield. Yeah, they weren't just a little bit downfield. They had made it about 5 or 6 yards.
Well, they wanted to catch the ball, Rich. Linemen don't get a chance.
That's only because of coaches like you.
They wanted to catch the ball. I don't blame them. It's only a 5-yard penalty.
Now looking the other way on an option. Powell up this time, makes the play right at the original line of scrimmage, making it 2nd and 10.
Boy, he covers a lot of ground, Powell. He plays that single safety, which is really rare in high school. Usually you have 2 safeties. And he covers that field beautifully.
Yeah, and you just think he was always back there, but last year it was Shelton back there and really had the same type of approach, getting to the line of scrimmage really quick. I was watching some of his highlights this week on YouTube and saw all those defensive plays you kind of forget about. Low snap again, but this one's dug up, looks like screen, and tipped and almost intercepted. Turner had it, tipped it to himself, and had nothing but end zone in front of him and not able to hold on to it.
Yeah, Rich, I don't know who that was to. They
had the lineman there.
Yeah, but no eligible receiver in the area. And Turner made a great play, except for one thing.
Well, since I think it was
didn't
3rd or
catch it.
4th game by the time that defensive backfield settled in, it's been Turner in there, and he's just got a nose for the football, and he's really played extremely well. And it's reverse. Tackled right at the line by Delgado for a loss of about 2 or 3. Boy, and I'll tell you, I like having Reyes back up at that line. You know, you get
Yeah.
some pressure from that with that 3-on-5.
Yeah, you know, having Reyes on the line, Rich, there's no, you don't have to worry about anything. All he has to do is play defense.
It's kind of Delgado's speed added on there along with Tall Kennedy, if and when he's in. It looks like he's back to return now. So Vineland's defense holds to a 3-and-out and a loss of about 2. Kick is away.
Good.
Caught at the 8-28 and spun up to the 27. Nice tackle on the play by Williamstown as Cody Lagamba makes the stop.
Tony caught the ball, Rich, saved him a lot of yards by not letting it hit. Good play.
So the second time for the offense, and looking at how things went last time, and not sure if Vineland's going to be able to throw as much as they did last time, 21 attempts. This could turn into field position, and that play's blowed dead.
I think there was a whistle on that, Rich. Yeah. False start, Rich. We had a false start, 5-yard penalty. We said it before, Rich. They're the kind of things that hurt you.
Yeah, we've got just under 9 minutes to go, and we talk about punting. Punting into this win's going to be a hassle. So Vineland's offense is behind the sticks now, but they're going to need a few first downs. Powell pitches. Just slow developing on the outside as Broom spins around for it. They're going to lose
On that
a couple
kind of play,
more.
Rich, you got to lead the runner with the pitch. He had to reach back for it.
Yeah, definitely want to catch him in stride. Oh, great defensive play, breaking it up, intended for Tony. And it's Lagamba again. Beautifully thrown ball, nice run pattern, but a better defensive play that time by Lagamba.
But
So 3rd and 17.
we spread out here. Is that
That's
Reyes?
Reyes at the bottom. And it's draw, and Powell's hit and dropped in the backfield. Donovan Ezekiel, who had 2 sacks last time of Shelton when they played, this time makes the tackle on Powell behind the line for loss. So Snell into kick it, into driving wind. He'll be punting from inside his own 5. Williamstown waits to receive it right around the Vineland 40. Good snap, there's pressure, gets it away, it's going to hit. Not take much of a roll at all and land right around the original first down marker at the 36-yard line where the Braves will take over. As the Braves take the field, thank you to our crew tonight. Half of you are frizzing out there. Kayla Spire, Tanner Bushman, Jordan Skarzinski, crew chiefs Doug Diola and Ryan Steinbaum, and executive producer of VPS TV is Gia Missouri, the school district's public information officer. Well, Coach, when we played Williamstown the first time, and I was telling you the next time we play them, it was going to be different. That was with Shelton in at quarterback, and we have Ryan.
He's awful quiet up here. Something would happen. Holy mackerel.
So this time it'll be punted out of the end zone.
Yeah. I did not see the penalty, Rich.
It's high. It's going to come down. Take a little bit of a hop near Bachma and roll to the 30, 41 yard line.
That had to be that kind of penalty, Rich. It had to be a personal foul or a clip to
Yeah,
get that many yards.
and that's twice Snell punting from inside his 5. Once in the end zone, gets rid of it. This one high enough to not allow a return.
Plus, he's kicking dead into the wind.
Well, time for that defense. They've held Williamstown to 2 3 and outs. They need to do it again here. And trying to get to the outside and outrun Powell again. And
No,
drove
he
out of
not
bounds.
gonna outrun Powell. Boy, he fed that beautiful. He read that.
I still think we're getting hooked in a little bit on the inside there. You want Powell coming up to it, but there's got to be some more support on the inside. So I'll bring up 3rd and short after the short gain by Julian Graebner. I don't know. I think if you hold them here, they may be punting to you, Coach.
Oh,
'Cause this is going to
absolutely.
turn into a field position
He's not
type
going to
game.
gamble in this spot.
Oh, and the ball's out, but they're blowing it dead. And that was real close to a first down.
It's 4th and 2, Rich. 4th and 3, I'm sorry. Or long 2. You don't have the punting team on. How about this gamble early in the game, huh?
So Williamstown, not only they're going to go for it, they're going to start with an empty back. See if they send somebody in motion to help out. Otherwise, Vineland may get a decent push here.
Oh,
They draw Vineland
big
off sides with the motion. That's going to be enough for a first down. Usually a disciplined front for Vineland. That time they encroach. So a costly penalty there as
Oh, it
Vineland
sure is.
one play away from taking back over on offense, but now it's 1st and goal at the Vineland, first and 10
They're
at
going to
the
run the
Vineland
same play, though,
29.
Rich.
Blakely
Great
comes
job,
up quickly
Blakely.
to make the stop. Was Shawnee over Millville earlier today by 2 as Millville had a lead collapse on them.
Oh, they're trying to spread again, Rich.
A beautiful hit. Way to fight off the blockers. It was Tall Kennedy who does a really nice job. Shows some strength fending off the blocker for only a gain of 1, so 3rd and long now. So it's Gregory and Tall Kennedy and Powell, your D-backs. Blakely, Delgado, Blackwell. And they try sweep. It's crushed back into the middle and another hard hit by Delgado, that one's Robinson. The nose tackle slides down to make the stop, making it 4th and about 5. Looks like they may be trying a field goal here, Coach.
Yeah, we saw this kid, hit a 42-yarder in practice? Woo!
It's Nicholas Pomerlow. Be a 41-yard field goal attempt. The wind is blowing slightly towards the top of your screen, but mostly at the back of the kicker. Play your keys, watch for fake.
Got plenty of leg.
I think it's hit.
Oh, he hit the goal
crossbar.
post.
Hits the post.
Woo!
No good, so the defense does hold. He had plenty of leg on that to make it from about another 8-10 yards. The exact way the wind was blowing the ball, Chin. Just a little bit of overcompensation.
Boy, he had plenty of leg, didn't he, Rich? He hit the middle of that goal post. That's a heck of a weapon if you got one.
At least for half the game when you have that wind with you, but an opportunity missed for
Boy,
Williamstown.
this quarter is going slow, Rich. It's still 3 minutes.
Vineland's offense yet to really get it going. Tony clears in front of Powell. Powell takes it, and he's hit right up at the line. I think it may be time to try a little counter here. We've been running
Rich,
through our
I
motions.
think we underestimated Williamstown defense.
What?
Number one, they played a lot of low-scoring games, and I didn't realize that until they told us. And they've kept themselves in a lot of games because of their defense.
Yeah, definitely expecting a defensive struggle, but the offense is. Reyes makes the catch, but he's covered tightly. So this time when Vineland punts, Inch is going to stand at the 50. There's been decent pressure on Snell. And this one's low. Snell gets a line drive kick away and does a nice job in doing so. Inch picks it up, hit immediately, and brought down. Gutsy play by Inch, but Bachman there to wrestle him to the ground. A lot of possessions for you to jot down today, coaches. We're under a minute now, 38 seconds to go in this scoreless first.
That's 7 possessions. I'm sorry, 6 between the two teams, and there's been 1 first down, 1 on a long run, and 1 a penalty. That seems to be the offense.
Collins looks to dump it over to the middle to a wide open receiver. And he's got big yards down to the 25 before Blakely wrestles him down. Brandon Perkins on that seam route that Vineland had success with last game against Williamstown. So right again, Vineland back in that position. So probably barring an incompletion be the last play of the first quarter. Collins gives up the middle and picking his way through nicely. So Inge picks up some nice yards before Blakely makes the stop, and we're at 10 seconds, and Williamstown seems content to let these run off, and we'll take it to the second quarter, Coach.
Yeah. This is the best offense by either team in the first quarter. This started on Williamstown 41, and it's down to Vineland. This looks like about the 19-yard line. And that was that play they ran was really a great setup play. They faked it a halfback to run, froze the linebackers, and threw right between them. Well thought out and executed play.
And what do you do when they fake to a running back up the A gaps? You tackle them.
That's right.
It's got to be met up at the line. So as we change the quarters and get ready for the start of the second, it's still that same field position for Vineland. Last time Shelton threw for 153. And Vineland had about 220 in offense. So, you know, 2/3 of the offense or more coming through the air. Vineland may have to get to that a little sooner than later. As unlike past years, we have some really good fast running backs, but not that 220-pound bruiser like Anderson or the year before.
Pacheco.
Well, Pacheco more with the speed and agility.
But he could find a hole. He could find a hole like a mouse could find cheese.
So 2nd and 3 for Collins and the Braves. Once again, nothing in the middle, stringing it out, hit and dropped. Looks like he may have gained 2 of the 3, making it 3rd and 1. There's an edge. No flags, in the end zone, touchdown. So Inge on about a 20-yard run with 11:23 to go. As the corner was just blocked in, a real nice block by the wide receiver, and gives Inge that whole side.
Who ran that ball, Rich?
Inge.
Who?
Inge. And up and good. See how Vineland chooses to attack on offense this time. So now they have some work to do.
It was a pretty quick drive, Rich. It started on Williamstown 47. Big play was the pass play. And the second play of the second quarter, they ran 18 yards off the right side. And I watched Powell on that play. I love watching him play. He just took a bad angle. He came up on a corner, but his angle wasn't good.
Well, it seems like as we get underway here, Vineland's going to have to address their deep defensive wings and try to set a harder edge out there, because it's just a big muddle of people in the middle, and the back is then scraping outside, and they're just not able to stay with them over all the bodies in the middle. If we set that edge and start squeezing it down a little better, you know, you can keep them inside there where you have all your help. Too tall Kennedy, 34, Broom back to return this. Broom returned the opening second half kickoff last week against Toms River North to burst their bubble. This is squibbed and caught and fallen
Good
on
play.
top of at the 33.
Very intelligent play to fall on that. try to grab it and pick it up. All kind of things can happen.
Dutra, Bachman, Medina, Eckert, and Anderson up front for Vineland. Jackson in the slot. All day to throw. Wide open receiver.
Oh!
And Otis Harold just not able to get there as it tips off his hand.
Boy, did he break open. I don't know what happened in defense. They took the short man, and he kept running his route. What a shame. What a great play that would have been.
The way we're milling around, looks like there was a flag on the play. And defensive holding. Didn't see the flag on the field, just saw the officials muddling about together. But almost a big play from Powell's arm to Harold, but that hold just slows him up a step.
Boy, that'd have been lightning striking Rich. Woo!
Well, that may even help just to pull some people back and respect the deep ball, open up a little running here. This time, out to Tony, makes the first man miss, gets to the side, face mask on the way out, and there's the flag on it. It's either going to be the face mask or the late hit. Either way, it's going to be a Vineland first down. It's going to be a late hit, saying that he rode Tony out of bounds, but then at the release gave him a shove. Either way, 2 fouls committed there, as it was a face mask because they went out of bounds.
Oh, personal foul.
I'm calling the late hit the push out of bounds.
Yeah.
So Vineland came out throwing. So looks like they're getting a little help over there on Harold, and that's one thing with Powell at quarterback. You don't have that receiver drawing double coverage. Powell's going to take it himself. He gets to the outside. He picks up maybe 1 or 2. It's a lot of running for Powell today. It's probably why we didn't see Shelton on defense this year, playing that position back there, pressing to the line every play. He's putting a lot of miles on. Oh, he's got him deep if he gets open. Kind of stopped running after the contact as Jackson. He was bumped around the 20. And all day long for Powell to throw. He waited for him to come back open, but just took a little too long.
That's 2 times they try to go deep, Rich. First time the guy was wide open. This time with pretty good coverage. And again, I say sometimes the defense wins.
Well, the offense is certainly more threatening now that they're going through the air, Coach. Way to stay in there, floated. In and out of the hands of Tony. As Tony gets it right in his hands, just not able to hold on as he crosses the end zone. So that's 2 balls there that almost went to the house for Vineland. Looks like Vineland's going to go for it here from the 35-yard line of Williamstown with just over 10 minutes to go.
Again, a well thought out play. They split the safeties. And that would have been a nice play.
It's Jackson at the bottom of the screen. Tony comes down there to join him. Certainly. And Vineland will take the delay and punt. So Vineland just trying to draw them off.
When they're looking over,
So Schnell to kick it now. He'll try to pin Williamstown deep and let that Vineland defense get back to it. Defense made stops on the first 4 drives. The last one, not so much. Dangerous Inge back to return, standing at his 15, and there'll be a delay of game penalty on Vineland. Vineland took a long time to get ready for that one.
well, you know, with the wind behind him, Rich, that's going to help the punt.
Now back at the 10 goes Inge, and he's asking for directions. Now we go inside the 20 to about the 17, where it's finally down by Vineland. I think it all pivots to this defensive stand here. You have to maintain that field position you've earned. You've shown the ability to throw the ball. Powell's had all day back there to throw
Oh,
it.
absolute protection has been perfect.
Collins with the pitch. Plenty of containment that time for Vineland, as that's going to go for a loss. Started out with Kent getting up there, making him slow his feet some before everybody else gets there to bring him down, led by Powell.
Yeah, I didn't realize, Rich, that's a loss of 4 yards. That's pretty good defense on that side.
That's 30. Lathan Kent just started about 4 games ago, been in the lineup quite often with the Reyes move back down to the line. And Kent filled in for some injured guys, and I believe one game led the team in tackles. So sophomore getting a lot of time there and showing his speed as he comes from that right inside backer spot, crosses over Blackwell. Now they hit the other side, caught up in the wash, cutting to the inside, staying on his feet, an outstanding finish to the run. That's going to be enough for a first down. Turner got caught in the wash, and that left just Powell to make the beeline for the sideline.
Yeah, I didn't think that play was going anywhere, Rich. And then he broke out of that pile and got a first down.
Ready for that turnover now, Coach? Not an apple one. Don't raise your eyebrows. We're going to get this ball back here. Collins picks his way through the middle and picks up big yards, making it second and short.
They're starting to show us, Rich, what they showed us in the fourth quarter of the first game. The ability to move the ball. They did nothing in the first quarter.
Nice pursuit and pressure. Originally, Kent and Reyes get in the backfield. Gregory and Broom make the tackle with Delgado. I think they need to move that marker back a little bit, but
big stand here, Rich. We can get the ball back. There's plenty of time. There's 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
There's the dump pass again. Gregory with the tackle, but not before the first down. That one complete to Campbell. It was Campbell who had the 49-yard touchdown reception in the first game.
We were on a blitz that time. Yeah, we were on a full-out blitz, Rich, and it left a little weak in the secondary on that play.
May not be a bad idea to show a little blitz and invoke that tight end dump pass. It's a give in the middle. And somehow picking his way through with some hard running. Inge carries 3 Vineland defenders.
Boy, that got more than I thought, Rich. I thought he was hit up about the 1 yard gain.
It's about where I took my eyes off the play there for a
Yeah.
second, Coach. They've got 5 seconds to get this one off. And it's quarterback draw, and there's a big seam in the middle. Putting on some speed is Collins, who he's finally brought down by Blakely at the 20.
This drive started, Rich, on their own 17. And they're down to the Vineland 20. It's a pretty good drive, Rich. They mixed in running and passing.
And a big third down conversion last time on third. This time it's
Powell's
out.
got him.
Modest gain of about 2 with under 5.5 minutes to go in the second. I think it's 2nd and 8.
Boy, he smelled that out right away, Rich. He was in perfect position. This would be a good stand here, Rich, if we could hold them off.
A tough spot to kick a field goal. Not that you couldn't, but definitely a little tougher now down to the bottom. Lots of pursuit and then a hold. Inge sees the hold and just steps out of bounds.
Well, that's
the hold
better.
at the 19. That'll
That's
make
better.
it
Pushes
second
it back.
and about 17. That play just went on so long that you eventually get your hold up there
Oh, yeah.
as player after player from Vineland starts to join.
Well, good defensive player seeing that coming will turn his back. And they didn't get a clip. They got a push, which means that as soon as he turned his back, somebody gave him a shove. Oh, this helps.
That's closer to 20. So 2nd and 19 or 20. Williamstown in no hurry. I think they're going to take a timeout, Coach. Fuchitola calls for it. And they'll use their first timeout with 4:32 to go on the move. A big penalty pushes them back to 2nd and 19. Well, it seemed easy them first few drives for the Vineland defense. 3 3-and-outs, 1 fumble.
Yeah, the first quarter, they have Williamstown at absolutely nothing. And Williamstown scored on the second play of the second quarter. And that seems to open up a floodgate. They've been going up and down the field since. They haven't scored another touchdown, but boy, they've got in a pretty good position again.
Well, the good news for the Vineland offense, after 3 uneventful turns with the football, the last one, they're shown that they can throw the ball and get it down the field. As they had 2 receivers open deep and just not able to hold on to it on what would have been 2 touchdowns. And then the other one to Jackson, where after the contact, Jackson stopped as Powell waited for him to continue. There's a whole herd of people on the outside of this hash. Let's see if they try to go to the top. And there's a wide open receiver down the seam. And easily into the end zone goes Campbell. He had nobody on him that time.
Who caught that, Rich?
That was it Campbell? Yeah, DeMonte Campbell. Campbell on the 29-yard reception. He was really wide open. That was a difficult throw for Collins as he threw it a little short. Up and good. 14-0 Williamstown. Vineland will get the ball back here. They will get it to start the third quarter. But desperately in need of an answer of some sort here.
And we moved the ball. Not bad. But we've just not made that little connection that would have turned this game around. That overthrown pass. Oh, what a beautiful play. I mean, he was wide open. But, you know,
well, two balls there that are going for touchdowns. The receivers are able to get their hands on them, so they're not missing by much. As I mentioned, even if Vineland can just show that and get it once, or just back off these linebackers so they can open up some running room on the inside. Tall Kennedy and Broom back to receive. The last kick was swibbed to Turner right around the 35. I think we may see the same type kickoff here. Nowhere to go there for Tony, but he stops it from rolling any further. Vineland takes over on their own 28. 4:21 on the clock. The offensive line has done a great job pass blocking. They've not been able to get the running game going. Vineland now 3 receivers at the bottom. Otis Howard alone at the top. Powell leads Reyes a little much, but takes a big hit. Powell standing in that pocket and delivering. Working in a new quarterback, you know, the timing, the expectations, when you had Shelton in, which would have been his 10th game, this one playing, like, you understand where Reyes is going to be. You understand where this one's going to go, and you have that communication, and they're still trying to find their way, but if they can connect on one of these deep ones, they'll be all right. 2nd and 10, 4:16 to go. Powell to throw. Now pressure. Tries to get away from it, and he's going to be sacked down at the 15. Vineland with 3 receivers at the bottom here. Powell just didn't have time to get it there with only Hart defending. So the penalty declined after the sack. So it's going to be 3rd and 21. .410 on the clock after. Why isn't the clock running? The penalty was declined. This one gets away from Powell, and it's going to be intercepted. Trying to get to the bottom here. Turned back in, hit finally by Bachma, but Williamstown with the interception returns it to the 28. That one just came out of the hand a little weird for Powell and hung up in the air. Let's see what the penalty is and when it was thrown. Officials are talking to Williamstown. Whoa. All right, so still Williamstown ball, but on the return, an illegal block in the back. That's going to push them back to their own side of the field. At their own 46, they'll take over to start this drive with 3:56 to go in the second quarter.
Man, that's a heck of a penalty, Rich, isn't it?
That's what happens when you cheat and block somebody in the back, Coach.
Yeah, but I mean, distance-wise, the ball was already all the way down here on the 25.
Well, the foul had to be at the 40,
Yeah,
around the 40.
That'd be early in the play.
So Williamstown offense has just been moving up and down the field these last couple drives. Vineland needs to keep them out here. So give up the middle, trying to get to the outside before he takes a big hit.
Nice play by Robinson on that, Rich.
Yeah, Robinson and Blackwell.
He really did he slid down the line and met the ball carrier. That's what you teach a good defensive lineman. You got to hit and slide. If you can hit and slide as a defensive lineman, you're worth your weight in gold.
Well, it took him a little time to get his starting spot in there, but he's really anchored it down. So 2nd and 10, 3 minutes and 15 seconds in running. Collins takes it himself. He hands fights before he's brought down. Turner stays stride for stride with him and gets him out of bounds.
Boy, they left Collins on his own on that, Rich. He'd have nobody blocking for him. I guess they thought he could outrun.
Yeah, and a nice job on the backside, not collapsing down. And for some reason, the clock's running. I guess he was going backwards when he went out of bounds. So we're at 2:40 and running. Stop here. Vineland will probably take a timeout, see if the offense can do something one more time.
Oh, they weren't set. Oh,
Good
good
call,
call,
Coach.
Ref. Very well.
It's going to make it 3rd and 15. Vineland sent a lot of pressure that time, and most of it got picked up. It's another flag back at the 30 where Inge is having a conversation with the official.
Oh, it was holding again.
So it looks like Vineland will be content just to get the ball to start the second half. This will be the third down play. And because the initially out of bounds, the clock didn't stop because he was moving backwards. It's taken a minute and a half off the clock. And it's probably going to take, well, that was declined, so it'll be fourth now. And here comes the punt team. Boy, just an awful lot of time going off that clock in these last 3 plays. Looks like Williamstown will take a timeout right before the delay of game, so at 1:22 to go, Williamstown takes the timeout.
Yeah, this has not been. If I had to rate this half for Vineland, I would probably, give them a C plus because they've looked good on times. The defenses look good, but Williamstown on a couple of big plays. That pass to that slot man really hurt twice.
Yeah, for Vineland, just missing connecting on a couple touchdown strikes makes a difference as Williamstown's converted the big plays.
Oh, they moved. Hey, this is the best offense we've had, Rich. We
Have them heave it up there again, or if they're just looking for a return. It's Tony for a block.
let it hit.
So at 1:10 to go, Vineland takes over at their own 33-yard line. Well, you trying to get something here, Coach? Or you gonna head into halftime?
Absolutely. Might not throw it deep, but I'd throw it in mid-range. Give him a chance.
It's screen. Powell floats it complete to Broom, who dives forward for 2 yards, as that was sniffed out by the entire defense.
Boy, that's a name we haven't mentioned much is Broom. He isn't.
Yeah, the running
Is it
game.
me or has he been out of the offense?
Well, it hasn't been many attempts his way either, but just not able to get anything on the ground with Broom or Powell. You know, Vineland's taken to the air the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, that was a strange screen in that, Rich. It was set up dead over the middle, and he was surrounded by a few blue jerseys.
Yeah, and what was strange was all the linemen there. Like on a screen, when it's completed behind the line of scrimmage, the lineman can get upfield.
Right.
And you really want them releasing and getting upfield, so it's your back standing there to get the ball, not fighting through big linemen to try to grab it. And wherever the linemen are at, the guys are going to make their way back to them, so you want to get them pressed up the field as if they're run blocking a quarterback draw. I was very bad at screen blocking.
Yeah, we didn't mind many screens. I'll tell you what was good for us, Rich, the draw. We ran a draw many times, and that lead draw really helped us.
Flat pass, led a little bit too much for Broom. Goes incomplete with 48 seconds.
Well, if we don't do anything, I'm sure Williamstown will call a timeout. You know, with 48 seconds to go.
Powell's going to take it himself. He cuts to the middle, dives forward, back to the line of scrimmage.
That's twice he's lost his footing, Rich. Maybe the field isn't as solid as it looks from up here.
So Williamstown will use the timeout with 39 seconds to go.
These teams had the ball 6 times, Rich.
Coach Russo out there
And,
with the punt team. Got to make sure they can get this one off.
yeah. We've had a couple times where we've got into their territory pretty good. Well, the opening plays of the game, they fumbled and we got the ball to the 20-yard line and couldn't do anything.
So it's 5-inch back at his own 35. Snell to kick from his 25. Bachman with the snap. No pressure on. Snell gets it away. Gonna let it hit and roll, and we're down to 30 seconds to go before that's down.
Think they'll take a knee, Rich? I think they will here. Or hand the ball off.
Yeah, I think they just run a little. Well, they used the timeout, and if the timeout was to set up a return, he certainly didn't have a lot of gumption in trying to get to it. But it looks like you're right, coaches. They're in a tight bunch.
Yeah.
Collins
How about
takes
that,
a
Rich?
knee.
I called a play right.
Just
Yeah.
weird though, if you call that timeout, wouldn't you try to block the kick?
Yeah.
You know, and you didn't put any pressure on the kick. You know, you've
Yeah.
been close all game. So that's going to do it for the first half, as we're at 7, 6, and 5 as the teams take off. It's 14-0 Williamstown. Vineland has some chances, just not able to connect on them. Coach, take me through that first half.
Yeah, Rich, first half, the first quarter was uneventful. Both teams, I think there was one first down for each team, but going into the second quarter, the second play of the second quarter, 18-yard run around the right side at the 11:23 mark, in granted, and it was 6-0. The kick was good. It was 7-0. We got the ball back, and we threw an interception, and they ran it back, and a 20-yard run pass to Campbell at the 8-minute mark, and the kick was good, and it ended up, and it was 14-0. We each got the ball again, and Williamstown just got it and took a knee. Rich, at the end of the first quarter, it is 14-0 Williamstown.
Well, Vineland will be getting the kick when we come back for the second half, thanks to our sponsors.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caters, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Bella Limousine, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, Technid Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richling Carpet and Flooring, GNS Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Bondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Beretta Plumbing, Heating and Cooling,
Luciano Medical, Van Dodge, and Homestead Plumbing and Heating.
The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
Welcome back to Williamstown in the playoff game between Vineland and Williamstown High School. Their score at halftime is Williamstown 14. Vineland hasn't scored. It's been a early battle of the defenses, and the second quarter was owned by Williamstown, where they struck twice to go ahead 14-0. The teams are coming back on the field now, and we will be able to start the second half. And maybe our offense will wake up a little. Rich, what do you think?
Had a couple opportunities for some long touchdown passes, but as they fall incomplete, Vineland's offense held to 2 yards in the first half. So a lot of work to do. And they have had some opportunities through the air, but there's been really no sense of a ground attack for Vineland.
The second half, Rich, we saw the Vineland passing game almost struck twice. And the running game is non-existent at this point.
Well, the pass protection's been pretty good for Powell back there, but that line just not able to open anything up on the running.
Yeah, I looked at the size of Williamstown's defensive line, and Rich, they're not big, but they're quick. They seem to, the defense is based on angles. They're taking good angles to get to the ball carriers. And the linebackers, they have 4 linebackers. So you got a lot of help coming up to stop the running plays.
Well, the success on their running plays haven't been by design. It's been everything bottled up in the middle, as has been the case for the Vineland defense. Really tough to go between the guards there in the A or B gaps, rushing the ball between the defensive line and linebackers. But what's happening is they're getting stuck there and they're bouncing to the outside. They're getting some nice blocking from their wide receivers and tight end, cracking down on our defensive tackle ends. And it's making it a long foot race for Tyreen Powell to get up to the edge over and over again. They defended that a little better as the second quarter went on.
Yeah, Powell, he really, from that secondary, from his safety position, really reads the plays well. I've watched him 3 or 4 times when they were running wide, and him from a safety position takes a great angle. He really does. He's the kind of safety that you really want in your backfield, because he can move, he can read the plays, and he's quick. He gets to that ball carrier very well.
Well, Vineland's been in this position before as they've mounted comebacks. Rancocas Valley coming back and tying it up at 22 before a late touchdown gave Rancocas the win. So they played in this position before, but it's going to take some continuity by the offense. The defense has made stops throughout the first half, but as it wore on, a couple big plays, led to the scores.
Yeah, that Rich, talking to Ryan at halftime, we were talking about that pass, and it's kind of a delayed pass. He fakes the ball carrier in, and the slot man, no, it's really the tight end on that side. He kind of delays his block, and then he goes. And that's a tough play to read for the defense, because you think it's a running play. They load the other side up, so your defense is shifted to the strong side. And because of the delay, if you're a back, you're watching him block, and you're always taught to read the tight end. If he blocks, it's a run. Tight ends block. In this case, he's blocking, then releases, and they've gone to a what, Rich? I think twice for big gains.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's something that we did to them earlier, but
yeah. Well,
you got to have confidence in the defense.
Half of a game left. We get the ball, I think, Rich, don't we?
Yeah, we're getting the ball, and I do believe our defense, with our defense, it could be 14 points on the board for the Braves. They're able to pitch a shutout this half, but the offense needs to get clicking. As the momentum's all the way on Williamstown's side as we start fresh here. And they'll have a hungry defense out there. And once again, it's Collins at quarterback, just doing what needs to happen, delivering the ball when he has to, running when he needs to, and just showing his poise. So he's been at it for quite a few years, and his 4th year starting.
I forgot to ask Ryan, Rich. If we lose, then we don't play any more till Turkey Day. Is that how
Correct,
the schedule's
Coach.
going to read?
Correct. If you lose in the first round of the playoffs, you get a consolation game.
Right.
But in this round, then you're done till Thanksgiving.
So we will have 12 days to get ready for Millville. And Millville will have 12 days to get ready for us, it seems then.
Well, hopefully we'll have the winner of Rancocas or Lenape as can mount a comeback here. Vineland's going to start out with the wind in their face in this 3rd quarter with the football. So they're going to have their wind at their back in the 4th. First half started out in the 1st quarter as a field position battle. The last 2 kicks have been squib kicks, but this one's hit high end over end and back to the 8-yard line. And Broom takes it to the 25. Oh, excuse me, Tall Kennedy on that one.
We talked about this many times. On punt returns and kickoff returns, the middle is the worst place to run. You set a wall up on the outside, like you say all the time. There was a chance here you go to the middle and then break it to the outside, because you're not going to get through that mess of people in the middle.
So first and 10, we have the same offensive line in there. There's an opening in the middle. A little late getting there that time, but still going to pick up about 4 yards. Broom just bounced a little wide. He still came back in and picked up 5, but...
All right, Rich, you picked up 5 yards. 5 yards a carry, you keep the ball all the way down the field.
Nice contingent of Vineland fans on the far side looking for something to cheer about. Powell takes it himself. He has blocking to the outside. He cuts up in the middle, picks up a few.
Close to a first, Rich. 3rd and 1.
This is where you used to be able to do some things, rolling Shelton out and pressing him to the line with a pass option to it, knowing he can get you that yard without standing back in the middle and taking it, getting him to the edge. See if Vineland tries to move Powell a little bit here. Oh, Blakely in tight. Looks like he's going to be a lead blocker on something here. There's a gift to Broom, and he's hit in the backfield and dropped. So we have a Vineland player on the field. It just seems on all 3 of those runs, there's, you know, we talk about the line not blocking, and sometimes the hole isn't where you think. It's maybe down a little bit or over a little bit. You know, Broom had a little more on the inside, Powell back to the outside. This one here, you have Blakely trying to lead block, and there's just nothing on the right side, no push at all. Doc Bernardini comes out to have a look.
Yeah. Boy, I thought that was going to be a good start, Rich. Got 2 nice runs on 1st and 2nd. You know, you get a yard, you keep the ball, and we couldn't get it. See, I don't know if you want to argue with me, and Ryan's here. I always like my quarterback under the center, because when a quarterback sneak, if you can't get a yard, something's wrong.
Well,
Even
the-
the pros run that quarterback.
You can hand it to a running back that's at full speed
Yeah.
instead of everybody standing together and then accelerating after you get the ball. So
I
you-
watched the pros. They got a yard. Even the supposedly stars, they run those quarterback sneaks. You know, they're not. Hey, the other night, Breeze, he's not a big guy. He ran a quarterback sneak. Is that Broom?
Yeah, so Broom's getting a little help as he heads to
Yeah,
the
he's
sideline.
walking off the field, which is always a good sign.
Fourth and 1, looks like Vineland's going to punt it here.
Oh, is Danny going to? No. Boca's the snapper on the punch. Right?
Kent and Blackwell are the guards, so you know for sure. Snell just gets it away. It's going to hit right at the 45, roll inside the 40 to the 37. So Vineland gains 9 on the first drive of this half, but not that 10th that they needed. So it's Williamstown ball with the 2-score lead with just under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Oh, good hit.
Nice job defensively there as Delgado cleans it up with Kent down at the bottom.
Boy, Delgado filled that hole beautifully. What year is Delgado?
He's a senior, Coach.
Boy, he's come a long way, hasn't he, since he started? What, did he have to sit out the first couple, I think, Rich, was it?
Yeah, he had the first handful of games out and averaging about 9 tackles a game since. A little delay and thrown right in stride. Tall Kennedy with the tackle, but not before they're in Vineland territory at the 40-yard line. As that one goes complete to Campbell again.
Boy, it's been a bread and butter, hasn't it, Rich, to them?
And
That seam pass over the middle. I think they're 3 for 3 with big games on that. Oh,
wow, what a burst of speed to the outside. It's seldom used in the first half. That's 33 Gravenier. Possible late hit on the Fighting Clan.
that's a shame. Conrad Jackson was in perfect position for that play. And the kid, he took a bad angle trying to. His job is to keep the play inside. Oh, boy.
So Williamstown on the move, looking to make it a 3-score game. 8:40 to go, third quarter. Williamstown now is going to be set up 1st and 10. Ball about on the 12-yard line.
Rich, a
I think that's
personal
the
foul?
14. There's a late hit out of bounds. Quarterback draw. It's like he's got enough for the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal. So Collins under center here. Trying to outrun to the edge. Picks up a block and in for the score. So Inge pops it in. So not the start you want for the Fighting Clan in this third quarter as Williamstown marches down and scores.
Goes back to that 3rd and 1, Rich.
Yep.
We make that first down. We still have the ball.
You see there on that run, you know, Collins under center, the back at full speed. 21-0 Braves.
Well, maybe we can rebound like we did in Red Cocos Valley. That'd be a heck of a comeback right now. The one surprise, the thing that surprised me the most tonight, Rich, is Williamstown's defense, how quick they are. They're really quick. I mean, they're not big, but they all do their job. You know, those 4 linebackers really fill well.
There's just not a ton of looks offensively we can give that are different than what we're given. Yeah, so well, the last kick went deep. You figure this one will too with 8:06 to go in the third quarter. Broom and Tall Kennedy back. And it's right to Tall Kennedy from the 6. Makes a move, cuts to the outside. One more guy to get by. Ball's loose. Fumbled into the hands of Williamstown. And they're going to have great field position at the 36. Turnover, coach. So that defense right back out there. This is an outstanding fumble recovery as the ball's popped forward out of Tall Kennedy's hands. The defender able to keep his feet in bounds. Inch to the top.
Good job. Broom made a real good play on that. He forced him to go. See, he kept him inside there and then forced him to go wide. And the young man had no place to go, Rich. That's when you use the out of bounds as your teammate. Make sure to get him to the sideline.
So we're calling that a gain of 3, so 2nd and 7. See if Collins wants to take this one himself here.
Ooh.
Breaking a couple tackles before he's finally wrestled down. Nice carry by Campbell. Like a pinball bouncing around, picks up a big first down.
Plus, Richie, at the end of the play, there was a loose ball. And it's a shame we couldn't pick that loose ball up.
Collins gets stopped initially, now gets to the bottom. See, once again, everything bottled up in the middle, and then they just bounce it out wide.
Yep. It's been kind of our Achilles heel this year, Rich, the outside. Sometimes we play it beautifully, and other times, we just take bad angles or they get outside of us.
We're not getting that backside pursuit from the tackles either, as we've seen before. Running it down from behind, they're just a step too quick. Collins this time in the middle, makes a move, stays on his feet, has the first down. Braves offense having their way with the Vineland defense right now with the 21-0 lead. This turnover setting them up for another score. False start on Williamstown.
Must have been emotion, Rich.
It's a first and goal from the 15. Collins himself. He gets about the penalty yards back. Thanks again to our crew tonight, Kayla Spire, Tanner Bushman, Jordan
Biggest Collins.
I would think he's a little himself, almost hit from behind, but he's going to go forward for some more yards. And executive producer of VPS TV is Jim Missouri, the school district's public information officer. Thank you all very much. So we're moving quickly here with 5:20 to go in the third quarter. Jackson on the stop, third, ball on the 6. You think they're going to spread us out a little bit and go quarterback draw here, Coach?
Or wide. They might have the motion man. Yeah, here he comes. How about that call, Rich?
There you go. Blakely comes up and makes a nice tackle on that.
Well, it's a moral victory. We haven't said that in a long time, but we held them without a touchdown.
We were talking before we came on air about there was years where we couldn't even get a punt away. The growth of this team is outstanding, and they're facing the #1 team in South Jersey, and it's not gone our way so far. But enough time left to make a run at this here, as this is going to be 23-yard field goal attempt. And the first one hit the post. This one is not going to go either. Pomerleau misses the short one there. So the turnover doesn't hurt, except it takes time off the clock. We're down to 4:08 in the third. And Vineland not with good field position. They'll take over right at the 20. Finally came out and tried to establish the run and picked up 9 yards on 3 carries the first time this half. Just 7 more yards than the first half. Powell takes it himself. Looks like he has a few blockers, lowers his head, goes forward for about 4 or 5.
Boy, they've defended Powell well tonight, haven't they, Rich? They kind of shut him down a little bit on his running. Last week he ran wild.
Yeah, Powell, a strong runner, likes to have a little space and a straight arm. A little bit different than the way Shelton ran, with some head fakes and a little bit more like Collins in the middle. With Powell, it's that leverage and straight arming, keeping his body away from contact. But he picked up 5 that time. Now to the outside. To the 30 for the first down. Room on that carry, picks his way up. Vineland gets a first down. Room, who was out earlier, he's heading back out now as Arthur checks into the backfield. Jet motion to the short side. Powell under pressure, uses that straight arm, takes it himself, and he's hit and brought it.
Once, and that time they had good pressure.
Reyes and Jackson collide on that one. Wouldn't
Yeah.
be much of a gain anyway, a gain of about 2 if they caught it. Defense right there.
That's 2 receivers in the same spot. You know, not bad. You block for the other guy.
So 3rd and 11. Powell rolls, throws it, complete to Jackson. Jackson tries to head up the field for the first down. He's going to be tackled short. It's going to be 4th and about 5. 2:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ball, so they want to take this opportunity, although a lot of time's going off the clock. It's probably going to cost them a timeout. Looks like they may be able to get it off as they have 5 seconds. Powell has time, throws, tipped, and incomplete. Campbell gets his hand on it. Williamstown takes over in great field position. What defenses have been out there this whole quarter, it seems, Coach. Broom back in the game. And there's a big seam. And he's got an angle. And in the end zone for the score. Collins takes it himself. And it's all Williamstown now. Pomelo's kick is good. Well, that didn't take long, Coach.
We got a tough road to climb, Rich, if we're going to stay in this. And it goes back to that 3rd and 1. That changed the whole picture when we didn't make that first down.
Yeah, 14-0 game at that point. First down would have been close to midfield.
Yeah. Well, this is where you got to pick your chin up, Rich. You got to just stay in the game, stay focused.
And just heartbreaking after the last score to go up 21-0. You have a decent return and get a fumble on it to set them up. Defense held for the mixed extra point. Offense gets a first down, but then that dies out on 4th down. From the 8, Tall Kennedy heads straight up the middle, and he's going to be gone. No flags on the field. He's to the 50, the 40, 20, 10, and he's in. So Vineland answers that score. Tall Kennedy takes it in the end zone for the touchdown.
Beautiful. Rich, that's a, looks like an 84-yard return.
That didn't take long.
No. It was Kennedy.
Tell you what, it makes a bigger difference without that last score for Williamstown, too. McCartan in for the extra point. Turner will hold. And it's good, just inside the right upright. So 1:28 to go in the 3rd. Vineland on the board.
Rich, let's go back what we talked about on returns. He did not go to the middle of the field. He only has to break, you know, when you're, you know the rule. You don't let the man get outside, right? So once you break that on the outside, you got them other 8 guys that are in the center of the field. You only have a couple. So, you know, when you play, we used to set a wall up. You know, hey, we got more blockers than you got tacklers when we set the wall up. But he broke that initial line there, and that was perfect. How about that? Get us back in the game. Took 12 seconds, Rich.
Don't let the track coaches
Yeah.
hear that.
Well, no, I apologize. 13, because they scored at 141.
Onside kick, Coach.
No. Well, all his kicks are onside.
It's real nice when the team doesn't scout well and the guy decides not to fair catch it.
Oh, yeah.
And they get clobbered. But Williamstown and Coach Fucitola, they were ready and they're fair catching these. Let's see what Aparicio does here. Fair catch called for and made at the 35.
Did I guess that right, Rich? All his kicks are fair catch.
So the defense getting another shot at it here. See if they can hold Williamstown and get the offense the ball again. on out here, Mr. Turner. We got an uncovered receiver. And Jackson looks like he's sliding out. This Campbell was uncovered early in that. Nice gain of about 8 before Turner makes a stop.
Boy, that was a good tackle. Was that Turner?
Yeah.
That was a good open field tackle, Rich.
But a big gain of 9, 2nd and 1. 1 minute to go here in the third. Beautiful tackle that time by Gregory. It's going to go for a loss of about 2.
Boy, I had him dropped in the backfield for a good loss.
You did a nice job to only lose 1 on that.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 2. A little confusion by Williamstown. They look like they're finally ready. 10 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Oh, he moved. Oh, how did he miss that?
The receiver just totally gave up on the play and was standing down there. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. So 4th down, Williamstown 4th and 2. They should be sending in the punt team now. Make Vineland earn the yards. You know, one thing we saw the one to Tony earlier, but it's been Tony coming out of the backfield.
Yeah.
He leads the team with 28 receptions and just not able to get him involved. So we sit up here with quarterback Ryan Shelton. Coach Vizo, the quarterback's coach, went through 4 years of Isaiah Pacheco. Then Shelton, who comes in and we don't know if it's a record, but we know it's only the 2nd guy to throw for 1,000 yards at Vineland. It's 1,200 yards, not quite sure what Bernhardt threw for, but in limited play because he's not been in these last 2. So, Coach Vizo working with 2 now with Tyreen Powell. There's been some success there, but for Vineland, it's just the inconsistent running game that's really got them behind in this one.
Rich, we switched fields, right? And it was 4th and 2.
Nice.
And now they made it. See the distance now?
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm definitely punting there. It's nothing to think about. Before it was a short 2. Now he's got a solid 4.
Yeah. Well, I guess the ref didn't do well in math class. I don't know. Yep. We ran the last kick back.
And Tony lets it roll. It's going to go down to the 18. So Vineland down 3 touchdowns, but they had the ball in their hands. Now they've got that score. Let's see if they go to the air here. Don't know why they stopped that there, but
They had
it's
12 men on the field.
oh, they had 12 before the snap. There we go, 1st and 5. I kept counting 11.
No, the kid was
He
over
snuck
here.
out before I saw him, huh?
Yeah.
1st and 5 Fighting Clan, and Tyreen Powell's going to throw. Gets it to Jackson, who bobbles and is not able to hold on.
That's the second pass we dropped, Rich. A pretty good call for 1st down.
Low snap. It's picked up. Reyes with it. Drags him forward. He's maybe going to get a yard or 2 on that. It's going to make it 3rd and about 3. So officially 3rd and 2. Minutes to go in the ball game.
Big play here, Rich. Keep the ball.
Powell with blocking out front, but he's stretched to the sideline. He's not going to get it. He may have lost a little bit. Maybe gained 1. It's 4th and 1. Vineland will be going for it here.
Think Daniel Gamble down here?
Yeah, you got to down 3 scores.
Ooh.
And your offense doesn't have one yet. If you're still hoping to win this game, this has definitely got to go for it here. Powell's going to throw for it, and it's complete to Tony, who's hit and drop it, not before he has the 1st down out to the 34-yard line. So we were talking
good
about
call there, Rich.
getting Tony a little involved out of the backfield.
It's the old marker pass. Down and get to the marker.
Vineland looking to run with a little tempo here. And they get another penalty for too many men on the field. They were nonchalant and changing, and Vineland with that hurry up, getting up there and getting ready to go, draws the penalty. So 1st and 5 again. Boy, it can run on this look here, Coach. Pressure. Powell doesn't see it. Ball's loose and out of bounds. And it is recovered by Williamstown. In this second half have hurt the Clan's comeback chances. And both turnovers right near that out of bounds line.
Good play.
Delgado makes a nice stop for no gain, loss of 1. We're down to 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Williamstown, of course, in no hurry. Big pressure, hit, and finally tackled. Loss of about 10 on the play. Delgado, I believe it was in there on that one. Tough to see when he's getting up.
Rich Reyes was the first man in.
Outstanding job. Big loss on the play. 8:23 in running. It's third down and 20. Blitz. He tries to split the middle, stays on his feet. Reyes slams him backwards. So fourth down now. Williamstown's going to try to pin Vineland back. So defense makes a stop, but not before a couple minutes come off the clock.
We've got no cup. Oh,
And Tony back to return this. And takes a nice hop and a roll down to the 7-yard line. 93 yards to go for Vineland. 7:10 left in this one. See if they hit the air right away here. Pound shotgun right at his own 1-yard line. He's looking for Reyes, and it's overthrown, incomplete.
yeah.
7:05 left. 2nd and 10, Vineland. Three receivers up top. Linebacker coming, he's picked up. Powell stands, steps forward, floats it complete to Jackson, who drags a defender with him until he's out of bounds. Looks like he may have the first down. Powell, a nice job to stay alive back there, and this time connecting with Jackson.
Pretty good throw and a run, Rich.
It
Made a
kind
good
of
play out of that.
instincts kind of take over when you're on the move a little bit.
Yeah.
You see a little of the athleticism. Under big pressure, fires, complete to Tony. Reyes pulls him forward to about the 30 for a first down. So Tony with his second catch. Tony came doing a little math and thinking. Powell fires, it's going to be short and intercepted. Quarterback Collins with the interception. As he fought for that one and pulled it down. A little bit more aggressive than the receiver. So Williamstown gets it back, 6:14 on the clock.
Rich, I think that's their second interception.
Oh, nice move. Collins still on his feet before Broom gets him from behind. It's a matter of playing your responsibility there, Coach. And if you've got the quarterback, get him. If you've got the pitch guy, get him. But you can't get
What'd that
hung up.
remind you of, Rich?
What's that?
Did you see that play? That's the old Veer.
Yeah, nice little
He went
option.
right to the defensive end. The defensive end had to make a decision. He decided to go after the halfback, and Collins turned it up. That play is as good as gold. It's still in football.
So first down, 5:40 to go. Pressure on Collins. He gets outside of it. A flag hits the field. Collins has about 3 on the carry. Flag back at the 28-yard line. And it's a hold on the offense. Officials timeout for equipment right now. Right through the middle, finds a seam. Got a long way to go, but picks up 8 of them there.
Yeah, he got back what they got on the penalty, Rich.
So we're going to have 3rd and 13 with under 5 minutes to go.
Second.
Oh, second down. Right now, Vineland knows that Williamstown's going to run it. They add some run support. Safety Tyreen Powell on the side right now. And we've reached 4 minutes to go in this one. And timeout, Williamstown. Well, Coach, time's a ticking.
Yeah, it's we need a miracle. Maybe a monsoon come through, Rich, and they have to cancel it or something. But it's kind of 28-7 right now with 3:43 to go.
Well, the Williamstown offense has played a really good game after a sluggish first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
They've made some big plays. They sustained some drives. Vineland defense coming off their shutout. Just not able to stop Williamstown tonight as they're in for 28. There's a pitch wide.
Oh, good play.
And Dougie Brown,
Kennedy made it well.
Dougie Brown, the backup quarterback, in now for Williamstown on that last one. So time to punt for Williamstown. The clock is running at 3:15. Almost blocked, gets it away, and it's going to be down right at the 6-yard line.
Wow. The last two possessions, Rich, we started at the 7, and now what, the 5-yard line? That's tough place to start a possession.
It's a nice place to get a big play and pad some stats, though.
We need a broom run.
Be the first game he hasn't had a long one in quite a few weeks. And Broom's a little beat up tonight, too. He's been in and out. In a row versus Millville. Arthur gets this carry through the middle, falls forward for a first down with 1:58 on the clock. The clock will stop temporarily as they set the chains. .40 to go, Vineland ready. Another dive up the middle is stopped short. So maybe we're just not a cold weather team, Coach. Last year's Lenape playoff game was freezing also. Got a wind chill of about 32 out there. 50 seconds left. Vineland's going to maybe get 2 more plays off here as Powell has them ready. Powell to throw. He has time. Fires it in the middle. It's going to be overthrown. Intended for Reyes. That'll stop the clock with 31 seconds to go.
He showed good strength in his arm, Rich. He threw that ball over 45 yards.
And a few yards over everybody's head that time.
Yeah.
This wasn't that same spring in the step of the offense. The offensive line was able to pass block fairly efficiently, just nowhere to run. 31 seconds to go, 3rd down and 9 for Vineland. Low snap. Arthur has it, and he's wrestled down right about the line of scrimmage. And that's probably going to do it for this one as we hit 20 seconds. And 18 and running. No timeouts being called. Williamstown's advancing to the championship. Their perfect 11-0 season stays intact. Vineland just not able to get it done tonight. And in about 40 seconds, Coach, we're going to think about nothing but Millville time coming up. So take me through that second half if you
Yeah,
would.
the second half started with Williamstown was up 14-0. We got the ball, we punted, and on an 8-yard Collins run at the 8:06 mark, the score went to 20-0. The kick was good. It was 21. We fumbled the ensuing kickoff. Williamstown missed a field goal at the 4:08 mark. At the ensuing kickoff, Kennedy took the kickoff and went 84 yards at the 1:28 mark of the third quarter to make the score. And the kick was good, 7. Back and forth in the fourth quarter, we fumbled the ball twice. We threw an interception. And Williamstown did not mount any offense in that third quarter. They were very content with far. And Williamstown has a 28-7 victory over Vineland. Rich, anything before I sign this out?
Hey, it was great this playoff season to get our first win in big fashion over Toms River North, a 33-0 shutout. Then facing Williamstown, the offense just didn't have what it used to have, and you're replacing Shelton, your leading rusher, your leading passer, and it kind of gave us a boost to the team last week, but this week just weren't able to get much going on the ground. They got locked into passing, and turnovers, didn't kill them, but made it such an uphill battle. But that's all going in the past. We're ready for Millville. Millville got beat today, so everybody lost in the same round. Now it's time to get that Cumberland County Championship and hold that Daily Journal Cup for the third year in a row as Vineland Millville Thanksgiving Day at Catone Stadium. I'll be there. Coach will be there. Coach, I'm going to thank our sponsors, but before we do, why don't you get us out of here?
Yeah, I, for myself, John Perintazzi, colored man on our broadcast, and Rich Scarpa, who does a great play-by-play every week. It has been a very enlightening season. We've had some really good ups. And, again, for Vineland to go into the second round for the first time, it is fantastic. For myself and Rich, have a great weekend.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caters, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Bella Limousine, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, Technid Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richland Carpet and Flooring, GNS Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Bondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Beretta Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Luciano Medical, Van Dodge, and Homestead Plumbing and Heating. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.